Hello, welcome along to episode 147 of Adventures in Pop. Oh, and apologies for the sound quality. I'm not using my microphone this time. I'm just talking to my lovely iPhone. Hence a little drop in the normal sound quality. Why? Well, I've got a brand new puppy, and the puppy thought it might be quite a good idea to eat the microphone lead. So there's another one on order now, but that isn't going to be working too well, I don't think, is it? So for the time being, I just had to talk to you. Last week, I was ranting on about the perils of Spotify and what they can do to you if they discover you're using services that deliver bot streams and how serious that can be. It was all very unpleasant. So, I was still in recovery from the trauma and the shock of getting into some trouble with Spotify and wondering whether I was about to get, banned for life. When in fact, what they actually did was took 2 tracks off their system, and then I was allowed to put them back on again, which leaves me wondering, what on earth's the point of that? Anyway, that was last week. The day before yesterday, I was minding my own business, eventually going into Spotify for artists and having a look and seeing how things are doing, which I guess I do every day, sometimes later than other times because I forget, but I try and stay on top of it, and sometimes I'm really excited and I'm probably looking at it too often. Anyway, I eventually went into Spotify for artists a couple of days ago, and went down to the section on my Spotify for artists that is for campaigns, and I have been running the discovery mode on Spotify for artists for different sort of selections of my songs. For sometimes I think it's worked quite well, sometimes it obviously hasn't, and they give you a full breakdown, and that's been going for, I would say, 8 or 9 months. I've been using every month. I've been using discovery mode, putting some songs that are eligible into discovery mode. I don't have to pay anything. They get pushed a little bit more by Spotify, probably by its algorithm, and then they take a third of your royalty. Okay, could be worse. I think it's worthwhile for some songs. I've been trying to work out for which and for how many and all that, and it's delivered some value, I guess. Hard to completely quantify that because obviously they're taking their cut, but I'm happy to do it. There's another campaign which they always talk about. They kind of show it there as as an option, and it's called Marquee, and it's been available for certain Spotify for artists in this country for a while, but it's got a kind of a higher hurdle to jump through in order to become eligible for Marquee. So the thing that's been interesting is, after ranting on about all the ills of Spotify last week, this week on Tuesday, suddenly, for the first time ever in my life, I suddenly saw that I had 3 tracks eligible for Spotify Marquee, and this is really interesting. Now, the difference here is that you have to pay for Spotify Marquee, and I think the minimum that you can really get away with is about £100, and you're kind of advised to go higher. So I am going a bit higher than £100, but not much, because I want to see how it goes, very first time. The thing that was interesting was that the tracks that were eligible were the most recent release, Fall in Love with Me, and also not eligible yet, but eligible to be kind of put together for a future date, were the next 2 singles that I haven't released yet. So it's quite interesting that's the way it operates. So it did make me think it's just worth noting what the rules are for Marquee. What is that barrier that you have to get over for Marquee? Okay, so let me just quickly tell you some of the stuff that it says on Spotify. If Marquee is something that you've vaguely heard of and you think it might be quite nice, or you've never heard of at all, it's one of these promotion tools that Spotify is offering to some people. And these things tend to start in America first, which actually I quite resent, actually, because it means that America is always getting the leg up before any other country. I don't like that. But nevertheless, this is what it says. Marquee is a full screen sponsored recommendation for your new releases. And you can schedule your marquee up to 18 days after the release date. And then it's got a few little things about how to do it. You can target an audience in 36 different markets, but you can only target one market per campaign. So you have to choose which market you're targeting. If you want to target multiple markets, you'll need to schedule separate campaigns at Spotify for Artists, so one market at a time. So although they say there are 36 markets available, that's you have those as options. You can only choose one. And campaigns run until you spend your budget or 10 days after your campaign starts, whichever one comes first. So maximum is 10 days. Then what else is really useful here? Artists can use Marquee to promote eligible new releases if they meet one of the following eligibility requirements in at least one of these target markets. So those were the target markets we're talking about. And here are the eligibility requirements. One is you've got to have had more than 5,000 streams in the last 28 days, and you must have more than 1,000 followers. You only have to meet one of those. You can only promote new releases. 50% of the songs need to be new to the product type, i.e. you can promote an album if 50% of the songs haven't been released on an album on Spotify already. Your campaign needs to start within 21 days of the release date. You can't promote a remix, karaoke, sound-alike, remaster or re-recording. It's got to be the original. The artist needs to be listed as the main artist on the release. You can't promote a release with more than 3 main artists. The marquee must be set up by an artist team or a label team with full rights for the release in Australia, Canada, France, UK or US. So you've got to live in one of those countries at the moment before you can do this: Australia, Canada, France, UK or US. And the artwork needs to comply. And that's it really. And then you have to pay some money, choose your audience. What I did is I chose United States because by far most of my audience comes from the United States, and it was the one where I could put in a couple of £100 and see what it expected to deliver in by way of impressions and streams. Listen, it's brand new. It's very exciting to be eligible after all this time. What I've had for ages is a little sign saying, you have 3 singles ineligible for Marquee, which I think is the most unhelpful statement really that you could possibly ever imagine. You've got 3 songs, none of which are available or eligible. Great. Okay, enough of that. But I will obviously let you know how that goes. Fall in Love with Me is the one that is going to start its marquee promotion first, and it will start this coming Saturday, the 27th. And next week I'll give you a little update as to how it's getting on. Can't say fairer than that. All right. Listen, I haven't played you any new music for a while. I've got a brand new single coming out next week called You Must Be Laughing. But what I thought I'd do is just play you something pretty rough, which I'm working on at the moment, which may or may not get onto an album at some point in the future. It's quite a nice track. The thing in this track that I think is most notable is when it gets to the chorus, this very clean sort of beat comes in, and suddenly it's lifted and it kind of says chorus tune in a very subtle way, and it's just this drum loop that seems to fill the right space in the right way and have the right texture at just the right moment, which is kind of luck, because that's what happens when you go looking for loops and using, as I do, Loop Cloud, which is incredibly useful. So it just feels very good as it comes into the chorus. I'll play you just that bit, just so you can hear what this transition is like, and then I'll just play you the whole goddamn song. So here's the transition from the verse into the first chorus. Let's have a listen. It's all about this one bit of drum beat called a bone dry break that really makes its mark as we get into the chorus. Have a listen.
Tick tock of the clock, that's reminding me soon we're gonna run out of road.
And here we go into the chorus.
You got it all going on.
And it's all going on here.
You got it all, yeah.
Which added to the drum beat, we put the two together. Sounds like that, which is really good. That's the chorus beat. Thank you. It'll just be a lyrics video, but I just want to play you something I'm working on at the moment that could feature on album 7, but at this stage it's really far too early to say, because I think album 7 is shaping up to be a bit of a dance album. This isn't quite a dance track. It is called You Got It All Going On. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave you with this track called You Got It All Going On. I'm going to wish you a scintillating weekend, and obviously I'll let you know the full excitement of my first ever marquee campaign next week, where I also hopefully will be playing the brand new single and showing you the brand new video. So much yet to come. See you soon. Bye-bye.
It's hard to admit, but I've been sitting and waiting like I've nothing to prove. But when it comes down to it, I'm scared of making a move. I can't bear to fall flat on my face again. I think my heart would explode, but there's a tick tock of the clock that's reminding me soon we're gonna run out of roads. You got it all going on, you know that's essential. You got it all yet to come, you got so much potential. Is it in your teasing smile? Is it in your eyes? Or is it in the way you never compromise? I don't wanna wait forever, although I'll endeavor to stay strong. I can't wait forever, 'cause forever's too long. I'm just caught between a rock and a hard place. It's the devil and the deep blue sea. I thought